How about some don't forgets for my brides out there, but make it budget edition? I feel like there are so many things when you're planning for your wedding that you forget about when it comes to the budget. The very first one of those is dress alterations. We take into consideration the price of the dress, but we don't take into consideration the alterations for the dress. Another one of these is rentals. I feel like when I'm talking to brides, sometimes rentals are things that are left out. Like, I don't know if couples just anticipate their caterer to always provide like place settings and linens, or like the venue to provide linens, or what, but so often we forget about this additional rental price if those vendors don't include those things. Another one is tips. No, you're not required to tip all of your vendors, but especially if you like your vendors, this is something to definitely budget for that a lot of people forget about. Include tips in your budget. Setup and breakdown. This isn't always, there's a lot of things that go into setup and breakdown, but let's start with the venue. Sometimes there is an additional setup and breakdown fee. That is maybe for like the chairs and the tables to be like preset when you arrive. Sometimes this is placed on the planner, on the coordinator, on another vendor. Sometimes you have to, like I said, add this onto your venue package. All venues do it differently. Definitely read your contract, but this could be definitely an extra fee, whether that be with your venue or with your coordinating planning team, whoever. We want to know who is setting the tables and the chairs up and breaking them down at the end of the night. Another thing that wraps into a setup and breakdown is like delivery fees and breakdown. So let's say your florist, for example, are they just dropping those off? Is there a delivery fee with that? And also, are they coming to flip if we're having a room flip? Are they coming at the end of the night to break down? If we have ceiling stalls, I know my team, we require that they come back to do breakdown ceiling installs, making sure that the florist is taking back the vases that they may have brought in, different things like that. These setup and breakdown fees can definitely be things that are added on, are going to make things more expensive. You may just lump that into your total florist fee. You may just lump that into your total venue fee. I'm not sure, but just keep in mind that this could be an extra fee that not a lot of people realize is a fee, if that makes sense. Security. Security is another fee that not a lot of people think about. Sometimes this is wrapped into your venue price. Sometimes this is wrapped in with like catering, bartending, that area. It really just depends on your venue, your vendors, those kinds of things. But there's probably going to be a fee for your security, whether that's wrapped in or you have to pay that separately. There are a lot of security fees that are due day of because they're just due to the security guard when they show up, and you may not know who your security guard is. It may be security through the venue. It may be security through the local police department. All venues do it differently, but make sure that you're preparing for this. Extra supply, things that people don't always think about. A lot of times these things fall under catering, which is probably going to, like I said, be a lump sum just of a budget that you have overall in general. But a lot of things that are forgotten about are going to be like cake plates or salad plates. If you have real china and you have a small plate and a large plate, okay, that's your dinner plate. And then is that your salad plate? Is that your cake plate? What's happening with that one? Are we going to just have plastic? Like, what are we going to do? Are we also going to have wine glasses? Are we going to have champagne flute? Like, what are we going to have, real glass, or do we want like disposable plastics? What are we going to do? We have to make sure that we have something. Extra forks. You need extra forks for having full plate setting. Let's go ahead and have, I guess, 2 or 3. You could technically have 3 if you have a salad, dinner, and cake. Or are we going to have plastic forks for the cake? Like, what are we going to do? Those are things that are forgotten about, honestly. Extra cocktail napkins, extra cake napkins, just these little things that, I think we were on 6. Just these little things that kind of like wrap up into extra little costs that you don't think about. Those are things that are so commonly forgotten about. Let me know if there's a specific department or a specific area or specific vendor that you guys want to hear maybe most forgotten things or just tips for budgeting. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if it was helpful, give me all of your opinions. I want to hear them all.